much to go over. I had a busy night. I got my t-shirt from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And I got the live kitties here. So, what does all these movies I tell you about? Okay, well, these movies that I tell you about are assignments you should do because there's lessons in them. The last two were Hellboy, and I think there are sequels, but I just watched Hellboy and I have seen them years ago. And Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, part one. Today is part two. Okay. And I tell you these movies because they're better than sitting around being bored watching bullshit. These are true assignments, true stories, even though they tell you they're not. Okay? So I got the t-shirt doing my assignments. What's this white slate? Whiteboard clean slate. All night in Astro, everybody had the night off except me. I had lots of appointments in my office, and I said, okay, I am going to take all my assignments that come in. I am going to, they're question and answer meetings where people have meetings with me one-on-one, and I go over questions with them. And it was really funny because you know how I plan and God laughs, right? So I have this whiteboard behind me like this, but it's a whiteboard. And I use it a lot. I'm a whiteboard type of person. I don't have one here because I don't teach here, right? But I could use it, I suppose, on YouTube. Who knows what they'll have me do in the future. But there's Willie. Hi, Willie. Say hi. Say hi, Willie. Oh, okay. So anyway, this is my whiteboard in the background. And come on, now that you know that I'm doing this. Okay, so my whiteboard is here, my office is here. This is pretty much how it is on my ship. And all of a sudden it's clean. There's nothing on it. Clean. And I'm like, okay. And it's like magic. Every time I looked at it, it was just white, just clean. Okay? Just like my mattress here. Except for the cat. Right? It's just clean. Whiteboard was just clean. So I'm like, okay, and it happened all night long. All night long, it kept just being clean slate. And then twice during Astro, the whole system froze. Like the whole spaceship, the whole world. It was so bizarre. Twice that happened. So they're not telling me a whole lot of stuff. The only thing they're telling me it's part of the Akashic Records, and they're telling me to stay loyal, brave, and true. Okay, that was the message from the cards that I got, but it was bizarre. I mean, they're letting me remember this stuff to tell you, and you're going to have to put it into how you felt in Astro last night. If you're not remembering anything, that's okay because it's in there and my soul is talking to your soul and it's igniting it and it will all get clearer and clearer. But just keep asking to remember. Keep asking to remember. What would you like me to remember from Astro? It's kind of like a test in school. I would always say, how am I supposed to remember all this stuff? You know, I became a real estate broker in 2 states, and both times I had to take my broker's test 3 times, and I had to get extra schooling and extra tutoring because I just couldn't remember all this stuff. And when I first went into real estate school, I didn't even know what the word equity meant. So it was like going into a foreign language to me. It really was. And you see, I have a hard enough time talking just regular talk. It was quite the ordeal for me. And then I did it twice because I moved out to California and I thought, well, now I got this licked. I've been a real estate agent in Wisconsin. I've been a broker. I've had my own company. I can just come to California and it'll be easy. Nope, it was just the same exact thing all over again. It's just a trip. So, again, if we ever talk, I probably wouldn't shut up because I have so much to tell you. Okay, so I don't know what happened in Astro last night, but it was awesome. I've already cleaned my dressing room, I've already cleaned my bedroom. I'm just on fire since 2, 3 this morning. So I don't know what's going on, as in, I don't know what words to tell you in 4D and 3D here, but it's just bizarre. Now, I see the chat's on, but I'm not watching it, so you guys can talk amongst yourselves, and thank you for being here. Okay, so Akashic Records, stay loyal, brave, and true. Okay, keep the faith and keep those conversations with God coming. Okay, I'm probably going to flip this around so you guys can see the cards. Okay, we'll see if that works better. Okay, so we got the main tarot says loyal, brave, and true. Akashic Records, faith, prayer, conversations with God. That's where they want you to stay, because this is some major shit. When the whole spaceship freezes and the whiteboard keeps going pure white behind me all night long, it's bizarre. It's some bizarre stuff. Okay, now with the cards, we're going to go ahead and shuffle the Mage Tarot deck and try to get a reading here. I'm going to do a little bit of shuffling. So I got my t-shirt. I'm doing my assignments. I guess the main thing they're trying to say is whatever we're doing in Astro, you're bringing it in really, really hard into 3 and 4D. And that's why I had so much energy and I was cleaning everything, because it's clean slate time, right? Starting over, starting afresh. You usually start with the floors, the vacuuming, you work your way up to the pictures and the dusting. So if you're feeling like that today, good. That's the energy right now. That get rid of the old, bring in the new, clean your house. Lots and lots and lots of energy. Now, when I say we're bringing in the 5D to the 3 and 4D, remember now, we're leaving 3D. We're actually in 4 and 5D. And when we wake up, we're in 4. When we're sleeping, we're in 5. These are not dreams. These are astro channels that I'm bringing to you, that they're letting me remember. I'm letting them use me to tell you what you're doing in astro with me on the ship. Okay? So what they want you to do is, I told you how our twins and mission partners are coming in to the movie if they can take a physical body, if they have a physical body. Otherwise, you'll just get somebody in physical form that's a soul mate, not necessarily a twin. Okay? I try to keep explaining that to you, because not everybody's going to get their twin in a physical body. They have to wait because they're with them 5D and higher, but the person doesn't want to take on a physical body. They could be an angel. They could be somebody really high up that just doesn't want to put a earthly body on at the moment when the movie's already almost over. So they'll give you one of your soulmates. Okay, some of us will get our real twin because we have really big world missions to do here. So it's very deep, but I wanted to tell you about that. Okay, that's a lot of shuffling. And I just felt a magician card, because I don't know if it'll come out, but I feel the magician card because we're taking astro and we're making it into 4D. So it is magical. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords in reverse. So what that's telling me is that Remember when we were talking about the bird telling you to take your hand, I think it was yesterday, and cut off the cords and pull down the blindfold? You did that. Last night in Astro, everybody had that day off type of thing, that second day off. And I told you how my whiteboard kept going clear. Well, everybody's got a clean slate this morning. That's why I said you should feel really different today. This energy is really, really intoxicating because it's a clean slate. If you were at school and the teacher said, guess what? Everybody's got an A plus, everybody is graduating, clean slate, have a fun summer, we'll see you back here next year. That's like the energy you'd have. It'd be like, all right, school's out forever. Isn't that Alice Cooper? School's out. Maybe I'll do a shorts later with that. Okay, so Alice Cooper's coming through. School's out. I remember that album. I remember being so pumped with that School's Out. And school did get out for the whole summer, and it was awesome. Then when we came back to school, which you have to go back probably in a couple days, not a whole summer, clean slate. You can make it whatever you want. Are you going to study? Are you going to listen to the movies that I give you? Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows 1 and 2, Hellboy 1, and I don't know however many there are. Are you going to watch them, and are you going to take them as assignments? And are you going to listen to the music I put out and listen to the music and watch the lyrics? I mean, read the lyrics. See how I'm talking really fast and I'm stuttering and I'm saying the wrong words? Watch the words when I meant to say read the words. All this is very, very significant. Everything that I do on these videos is very, very significant. As a lot of you know, I was gone for 3 weeks and I got a big upgrade. And now for the last 3 weeks that I've been back, it's just every day more intense. And they're letting me know more and they're having me tell you more. So I'm so glad you guys are here. So you made that decision. And that's the decision that you made, is to do this thing, okay? Then we have this success card with the Hierophant. The Hierophant and the success card. Now I'm going to go over these because these are what popped out. So let's go ahead and flip this around and go over these. Okay, we've got the Two of Swords in reverse. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles. Let's see here. It's actually the Seven of Pentacles. I always call it a six. It's my smoking gun card. It means you did it. Okay, you see how I'm ending there saying, yeah, I did it. That's awesome. And then Hierophant. Now remember when I told you you had to go through all 4 kings, all 4 queens to become the Hierophant? Well, with that clean slate and that whiteboard being clean, right, you passed. Most of you are the Hierophant now, and that is awesome. So that means you're going to get justice. You've got the High Priestess. Your intuition is being leveled up. Now, here's where it's underneath the Two of Swords. What's under the Two of Swords? Justice. So you did the right decision. Seven of Pentacles, you have victory because you used your intuition. The Hierophant, this is the cup, this is the card, the Five of Cups, where she's walking away and she's got her hand here saying bye-bye, and she's talking to all these little minions and saying bye-bye. I'm walking away from all the disappointment because I'm the Hierophant now. Again, Six of Cups, nostalgia, walking away from the past. You passed all your challenges. Five of Wands, Five of Swords. You passed all your challenges. And it was because of your hard work. The Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. So now you're going towards your Nine of Cups. And we end with the Ace of Pentacles. It's been a long time coming. Ace of Pattern. But you're going to get your abundance. You're going to get your Nine of Cups. Okay, and what wants to show itself here? Knight of Cups. So take action towards love. Take action towards love. Now, those were some really good cards. It played out perfectly if you were listening. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and just finish this up with some oracle cards. Okay, so we've got the Empress, and the Hierophant. The Empress becomes the Hierophant. The Empress gets her Hierophant, and that's the outcome. As you see in the background, we have Mary and the Lord's Supper. It's a transformation. It's the end. Yesterday we had the Death card a lot, right? We have a transformation. This is all new. That's that whiteboard. Okay. This is why the chat's usually off, because I'm not even reading them. I'm just seeing that they're bad energy, and that's why I turn it off, because all they're doing is disrupting the energy. Now, I know I could have ignored it, but they shouldn't be doing that, should they? Okay, so put an end to that. Everybody gets it. That's why I usually have the live off. I just forgot to turn it off today. I do know how to turn it off, so it will stay off. And that's him right there, the trickster energy. They want to come in. They don't want you to hear this. They don't want me to be happy. They don't want me to be talking so fast you can't even hear me. No, I'm divinely guided, but they don't want me to be given this message. 1740 on the clock. So stay grounded, and then you live in the solution. So what is the solution? The solution would be remove and report, block, okay? The solution would be now let it go. Yep, and then tomorrow remember to turn off the chat. See, that's how you stay grounded. You want to know how you stay grounded in this kind of an atmosphere? That's how you do it. You have conversations with animals all day long instead of people, because you don't need to explain yourself. Just like this video, I don't need to explain where I get my information from. I don't need to explain to somebody that they think movies are evil. They think Hellboy is evil, so they're not going to watch it. You know, everybody can have their own opinion. That's how you stay grounded. That's why I'm talking about this, because that was important that all the messages came on that were negative, 5 or 6 of them, because that person believes that way, but they shouldn't be on somebody else's station bashing them. They should be turning it off, right? You watch a movie and you don't like it because it's giving you a bad frequency, you should just turn it off. Instead of writing the company and telling all your friends it's evil, etc. There's a fine line on how to stay grounded, and I'm trying to teach you all how to do that, because no, it's not easy. It's not easy. So we have conversations with the animals, and we say goodbye and we let go to anything negative. Okay? You already can tell that my frequency has been lowered a little since all the bullshit in the chat. So that's good too. They wanted you to see that. They wanted you to see how fast it can take for them arrows to come at you, but you have your shield on and they bounce back and they bounce back, right? But they still stopped your flow for a minute, right? Okay, so I'm glad you guys see all this. I love you guys. I'm Miss Mystic. Clean slate, A plus. Let's get back to work. I love you guys. I am Miss Mystic.